Well, I guess this is one of those rare sayings where the remake is better than the original movie. Hey everyone, it's Movie Lover 120 here, and I'm here with a brand new movie review, and this is for, I think, the very first blockbuster of December 2021. And this is actually for a musical film, strangely enough. And yeah, it's crazy I'm kind of reviewing musicals. I'm not really big of a fan of musicals. There are some musicals I like, and there are some I kind of don't. But anyway, I actually ended up going to see this one, and this was a film I didn't really pay much attention to. And yeah, because I think the original version of this one's just okay, really. I don't think it's kind of a little overhyped, the original one is, but anyway, the point is, I saw the newest adaptation today that just came out. Not a course review, it's going to be for none other than 2021's West Side Story. Yes, guys. I just got back from seeing this, and what do I gotta think? Well, I think this is probably, like I've said before, one of the rare remakes that's better than the original, film. And you probably should know this was actually directed by Steven Spielberg. And I gotta say, I think it's probably his best film in ages. Probably his best since 1993's Jurassic Park. That's really saying a lot. So yeah. Got back from seeing it, and what's the plot of it? Well, an adaptation of 1957 musical, West Side's second adaptation anyways, following the 1961 film. West Side Story explores forbidden love and the rivalry between the Jets and the Sharks, two teenage street gangs at different ethnic backgrounds. Yeah, that's pretty much the plot. For those who know the musical and those who have seen the original movie, when I saw this trailer, I was pretty skeptical about this film for a few reasons. One, I haven't seen the original in years, so I remember nothing about it, except I just think it's an okay movie. Two, it's a remake of another film. And three, Steven Spielberg's last two films, such as The BFG and Ready Player One, were just okay at best, and did not make much of an impact on some of his legendary works we all grew up with as kids. Like Raiders of the Lost Ark, or E.T., or Jurassic Park, or Jaws, and all that stuff. So I just got back from actually seeing the film with my family tonight. And what did I think of it? Like I've already said, I surprisingly really enjoyed it. It was Spielberg's best film in ages, and I really mean ages. It's probably the best musical film as well since The Greatest Showman, and I think it's even better than the 1961 film too, because I'm not really too big of a fan of the 1961 film. I think the 1961 one's just okay. Like, this movie is just a total masterpiece, and it's magical. The cinematography, visuals, and set pieces alone are worth all the Oscars. I'm still in awe. The way Spielberg just moves the camera and uses light in this movie. I mean, no one's doing this stuff like this right now. Even big movies like this. This feels like it was made in 1960, but with all the new technology and technique of today, I'm still in wonder what they were able to capture in camera. One of the things I didn't like though is that large parts of the movie are in Spanish, and which I don't mind, but the only difference is there's no subtitles. But it gives enough context for non-Spanish speakers to understand what's kind of going on. And the representation is incredible in this film, including LGBTQ representation without cutting corners, without trying to force it upon us, was also very refreshing. Although I do kind of wish they'd put in some subtitles in the Spanish parts so that, because sometimes I couldn't understand what some of them were saying, but anyway, but the recreation of 1950s New York is just stunning, and it really must be seen on the big screen. This is the recreation that deserves to be seen in a cinema. like Spielberg's updated West Side Story, where he certainly succeeds in staying true to the original with hugely updated sound and image quality. Of course, I was surprised that Spielberg opted for a totally classic rendition of the music. The orchestral arrangements sound quite traditional, almost as if Bernstein himself was directing. And while some of the more romantic scenes are extremely sweet, and places kind of almost cringeworthy for today's standards, I was impressed that the fighting scenes were more powerful and thus impactful than I remembered from the original movie, really. Or from when I saw the original movie, anyways, years ago. The story is easily as relevant today, perhaps even more so. I think that's why I really love this remake a lot more than the 1961 original film. Because, especially, there's no like forced political agendas in this version. There's the anti-racism and xenophobia messages not like shoved in your face, and it won't bother. And honestly, this is not going to bother the anti-woke crowd, and because this remake does not go woke like at all. No. Although I would imagine it's kind of hard for anyone to really love this movie and not think of the ridiculous of the animosity between the two gangs who really have so much in common and yeah. And I gotta say this to Steven Spielberg. Well done, Steven Spielberg. The acting was fine all around. The cinematography was great, the visuals were great, the makeup was great, and the emotions were great, and just everything about this movie was great. But what I do kind of wish, that this, once again, the Spanish had captured for everyone else to benefit from the dialogue, so that some people with like, or some people with certain, I don't know, I'm not gonna say it, but could understand what they were saying, at least to me, just kind of for that. But if you do easily cry films, and bring tissues though, because it is a very, very sad film. But I will say I did not cry at the ending, because since I have seen the 1961 original, I do remember how it ends, and I could already tell how this was going to end, so I kind of already knew the ending. Since I have seen the 1961 original, I knew how that one ended, so. And if you have seen the 1961 original, you pretty much know how the story ends. But anyway, wow. This West Side Story, the 2021 version, is probably one of my favorite films of 2021, especially since we're getting close to the end of the year. And it's one of my favorite Spielberg films in like forever. So if you are a fan of Steven Spielberg, or are a fan of musicals, please do go see this, because it is a blast. And definitely buy this on Blu-ray, because it is worth adding to your collection for all the Spielberg movies you own. And here's how I'm going to rank West Side Story. I am going to give West Side Story a 9.5 out of 10. And that'll be it for this review. Yep, that pretty much covers up my review for West Side Story. It's a little unexpected that I actually decided to review this one, since I didn't really react to any trailers to this one. I wasn't too hyped for this one, but since I actually surprisingly really enjoyed it, I decided to give it a review, because I felt like it actually did deserve it. I wanted people to kind of know what I thought about the original West Side Story, what I thought about the West Side Story in general. And there y'all go. While I may not be a fan of the 1961 original, I absolutely love this version a lot. And I will definitely be getting this on Blu-ray when it comes out. But until then, that'll be it for this video. Thank y'all for watching. And if you like this one, see more, then don't forget to like, subscribe to Movie Lover 120.